Okay. All right. Can you see the screen and can you hear me clearly, Robert and Rafiwa?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, Paul.
All right. Thank you. Can you see the screen as well?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, folks, a lot of people don't lack money. They lack positioning. And I would like to explain that just briefly in an analogy. A lot of us are struggling because we just don't know where to put ourselves. And that's why I say positioning. Like I use the analogy of the bottle of water. I don't know if my camera doesn't want to pick it up all the time, but a bottle of water. You can go and buy this bottle of water at a wholesale shop. Let's call it 3 Rand. I'll just use South African currency for all our international people. I'm just going to talk in my local currency. You're going to go and buy it for 3 Rand. Alright? That's the wholesale price. Then it goes to the first shop. You buy from a supermarket maybe for 6 Rand. It doubles in price maybe. Then that same bottle of water will be sold in a restaurant for maybe 12 Rand. Then you go to a hotel and you have these fridges that you can just, sometimes they will stock them up and it will be available. Oh, but now when you take one, you have to pay 24 Rand. Then you go to an airport lounge or even on an aeroplane and you will pay 34 Rand for that same bottle of water. Now, what is the difference? Why is it more expensive in certain places? Because of where it's been sold and its perceived value in those places. The same with you and me. We will have the same skill, the same personality, the same way to do things. But it depends on where we're doing it and who we're surrounding ourselves with. There's a saying that says, if you surround yourself with 7 losers, you will become the 8th loser. But if you surround yourself with 7 millionaires, you'll become the 8th millionaire. And it's very true. It's very true. We keep teaching this to our children as well. Choose your friends wisely because you don't want to fall into the wrong friends crowd and then you do things wrong and you then have a problem later on in life. So folks, all I want to say is right now, I believe you are in the right place right now to become that airport bottle of water and not the wholesale bottle of water. Look at your position right now. If you are in this meeting, you could have been everywhere else struggling to understand things in life. But here you are tonight getting that valuable information that can take you to greater heights. And I'm going to start with my saying tonight. I'll see you at the top because the bottom is overcrowded. So I'm going to take you from the bottom. And through the meeting, I'm going to get you to the top because I want you to understand that what we are presenting here is a plan for the average South African to become an owner of a business for as little as what it can cost you to start, which is 1 share. All right, for a lot of people that is still affordable, all right, to at least come in at that price and buy a share of a company where you are the owner. And a lot of us don't even or have never even had the opportunity to do that. All right, so I'm going to go into the presentation now. That was just my thoughts and my what I felt about sharing tonight, because I still believe a lot of people don't really understand really what they are sitting on here or what we are sitting on here. And the saying, and spot the pun, is we're sitting on a gold mine, but we literally are sitting on a gold mine. All right. So folks, tonight we are talking about Aureus Alliance Holdings. As the name implies, it's a holdings company, which means it is going to have various things underneath it. If you look at the emblem, it looks almost like an upside down umbrella. Now, at the moment, we are talking more about the mining that's happening. But there is a development that our property development is going to start sooner than what they were expecting it to start. That's, again, I'm just going to leave it there. You'll have to wait until Monday tonight to hear about that. Then also, we are going to be doing software development later on, IT services and AI services as well, because that's JP's baby as well. Now, all of these things are designed to create long-term shareholder value while uplifting communities. Now, just to let you know that the company is backed by gold in all the ventures, right? But that being said, when we are mining the gold, it's real gold, which then gives us real profits. I mean, I can't mine real gold and then say, okay, I'm going to get monopoly money. No ways, that's real profits. And as a shareholder, you are going to be eligible to get paid your dividends according to how many shares you have for the company or in the company, all right? We are all, as shareholders, business partners, so we all get our share of what we've put into the company, all right? So, folks, that is what Aureus is in a nutshell, just to let you know. So what then do you receive? So you receive equity ownership, structured equity ownership in gold mining venture. All right, that is the core of the business. Each share represents participation in the company's long-term mining operations and profit distribution. Now, the profit distribution can also be from any of the other ventures that eventually come into play as well. All right, but the main core business, as I said, is the mining and things. We have to make some profit. We have to make a profit for you to then share in dividends. All right, so that is the main thing that has to happen before we can expect dividends. All right. Sorry, let me just take something off my screen here quickly so I can just see this thing better. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's better. That's better. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Now I can see you guys better. All right. So how are we going to do what we are planning to do? Well, we are going to be doing eco-friendly wash plants, which will be powered by renewables. They'll ensure clean, sustainable mining, and the land will be rehabilitated and restored to its viable and natural state. Now, it's going to be easier for us to do that because we are not doing blast mining, chemical mining, pit mining, strip mining, tunnel mining, shaft mining. None of those disturbing types of mining or dangerous types of mining are we doing, right? We are doing eco-friendly wash plant mining, all right, which means we will set up wash plants that are mobile enough to be moved. I will be showing a video later on in the presentation, so please stay until the end. I will show it at the end. It's a video that was just sent to me a few minutes ago, so I'm hoping it plays, because you know my audio on this thing sometimes doesn't come through, but I did play it on WhatsApp just now, and it seemed to work, so I'm hoping it's going to work again now. All right, so folks, once the mining starts, all production will be transparently reported to shareholders. That is obviously a requirement. As a shareholder, we obviously need to know what's going on. On our back office, on our dashboards, we will see this under the mining production tab. All right. All right, so where are we going to be doing this? And again, I'm going to say you want to come on Monday night because there is a development that potentially is happening that is very promising for all shareholders. But let me just say, our first mining site is a 250 hectare greenfield site, which is in Kadoma, containing a minimum of 2.16 tons of placer gold in that top 80 centimeters of soil. All right, they call it the alluvial layer. Now, greenfield means it has never been touched. It's a virgin land. So all the gold that has been there since the day the earth was created, it's still there somehow. We've just got to figure out where it is and mine it. So that is available for us to, it's there. We literally, like I said, sitting on a gold mine, right? So our first wash plant, I will, like I said, play the video just now, is going to go live soon. And by December, we will have up to 10 wash plants on the land. And from 2027 onwards, the output projected minimum is, or should we say, that we would like to get to the what do you call it? Milestone that we want to get to, I forgot the word, almost there, is 3.5 tons per annum or per year. All right. Now on that, on 3.5 tons and at the capacity that we know we can mine with the machines that we would like to get onto the land, we've worked out a production model, an estimated dividend potential based on that production model. Now, at the time when we did the original slide, and I've never changed the price because I wanted us to see how the price is varying from presentation to presentation, because currently the gold price is sitting on 146,000. $146,536 per kilogram. So it's about 16,000, almost, 16,500 rand more, or should I say dollars more per share, per kilogram than where it is now. So when we work this out of $178 per share per annum, this price obviously will increase because of the value of gold, the price of gold. So that's one thing that affects what our dividends potentially could be. Later on, I will explain to you the other potential thing that will change our dividends. All right. So like I said, all productions are based on modeled production scenarios derived from known placer deposits as well. So it's not like we just thumb sucking it and say, okay, we would like to do this, we would like to do that. We know more or less what's on the land. We know how long it's going to take us to mine it because of the machinery. We know how many days we're going to be working. So we're working it out according to that. So hopefully it is as accurate as possible, but it is still a estimated dividend. All right. Okay, so folks, just to explain dividends a little bit more, dividends are payments from company profits. Like I said, we have to mine, then there will be profits, right? They are only paid when profit is available. Like I said, once mining has taken place and then we have the profits, and it will be available. And if Orient Alliance Holdings earns profit, shareholders share in it. There's no ways that if we earn the profits as a company, that the company withholds the money. As shareholders, you are entitled to earn when the company makes profit. And that's just in our agreements. So everyone up until now that has been saying, oh, but I didn't get paid this and I didn't get paid that. Folks, when the mining happens and you are due a dividend and you are eligible at that time to get a dividend, you will get paid your dividends. I can tell you now, I don't think there's one person as an affiliate for now, because I know that is the one side of the business that people are earning. I don't think there's any affiliate for now that has not earned money that was due to them. And if there is someone, I would love them to tell me about it. But I believe that everyone as an affiliate that has done work has seen money already from the business. So I don't think the company is there to take your money. It's there to give you money, because why? That's why it's giving us the opportunity. It's giving us the vehicle. All right. So if you look at the top right of the screen, thank you, folks. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Regalia. Nice to see you back, Regalia. We missed you on Wednesday. All right, so gold, when gold and any other minerals are mined. Now remember, we are working out on gold. But when we did the tests on Kadoma, there was talks that there could be other minerals available as well. Same as with other sites. Whenever we go to other sites, we also might find that there's other minerals other than just gold. So when we mine these gold or other minerals, they are processed and then sold for revenue, right? Expenses will then be paid, and then whatever profit remains after that will be divided amongst all 1.4 million shares, and then they will be dispersed to whoever owns those shares. All right. Nothing comes from selling new shares, because that is a totally different side of the business. All right. So when are dividends paid? Dividends are linked to production milestones, as I said, until production reaches 50 tons. So 1 to 49 tons, all right, or 0 to 49 tons. Then we will get paid 4 times a year. And I know some people already know how I like to say it. J. Joe, it's off to the bank I go. Yeah, something like that. January, April, July, and October. So that's why I say J. Joe. If you just remember the name, the letter, the first letter initial of each month that we get paid, it spells the word J. Joe. So very simple for you to remember. If you really want to diarize it for yourself, you just go J. Joe and then you write it down and you'll remember when we get paid. All right. Until, or should I say, when we reach the second milestone, that is between 50 tons and 99 tons, then we will get paid twice a year, and that is in AO, which is April and October. Once we get to 10 years plus, or 10 years plus, where we reach 100 tons or more per annum, then we'll get paid once a year. And that will be in April, or A. If you remember, A is the first letter of the alphabet. So your year will start on the A April, and it will be a good year because you're going to get some money in the start of the year, which is when we get paid, right? So just remember as well, when you purchase shares, they must work for 5 months before they start earning dividends. Now doesn't matter when you purchase shares. Every time you purchase, for instance, if you do multiple purchases, let's say you purchase on the 1st of the month, you must add 5 months, and you'll see on the 1st of that 5th month, or the end of that 5th month, then you will get eligible to get paid. Then you got to work out where is that month falling, or that date. If it falls between two dates, then you've got to take the later date that it will pay. It can't go the earlier date. Let's say you, in that same month, you bought on the 1st now. That was your first one, right? Then you decide in the middle of the month, like it is the 15th today. On the 15th, you buy again. So you're going to have to wait until the 15th, 5 months down the line again. And if that one also falls, then you're going to have to, by chance, if they maybe are going to pay out in the same month, then you're lucky to get both. But let's say one falls before October and you then get paid in October for that one, and the other one falls after October, that means you'll get paid January for that one, all right? So it could be that you have to wait a little bit longer for the second, third, or fourth time you buy something, depending on when you buy it and how many months that is and when it falls between dates that we get paid, all right? So just to let you know, as an example of the 5-month scenario, we've just finished April now, and we know everyone that bought in April, they weren't going to get paid in July because that's too soon. It's April to June to July. That's 2 months. There's no ways you can get paid within 2 months. You have to wait your 5 months, so they will get paid in October, all right? And the same with any other month. You just work it out. Whatever date you purchased, you add 5 months and you see where the end of that 5 months is, and then you work out the next available dividend date or month. Then you will get paid there, all right? It might be that you have to wait 5 or 6 or 7 months depending, but it's not going to be less than 5 months because that is the waiting period, all right? So how do dividends grow? As I said, one of them is the gold price. The second one is as the company grows and expands, profits can increase. Now, why is that? Because when we are expanding, our production is potentially more. And when our production is more, it means we have more to sell because we take more out of the land. The bigger the profits mean the bigger the dividend pool. And over time, dividends per share can become higher when our production is also higher and the company has grown. All right. So folks, I hope you understand that, because to me, it makes real sense. A lot of people are still asking, but how can the price be going up or the dividends be going up from year to year to year to year? Well, we will be speaking about the expansion just now of the company, but that is exactly what it's about. It's the same as any other company. If you look at their profits, in the first year, maybe they're setting up and they're starting out, so their profits aren't as great. Second year, they start taking off. Third year, they're doing better. Fourth year, better. Fifth year, and you will see, slowly but surely, if the company has been doing very well from year to year to year, you'll see their profits increase. So the same with us. We can't expect to be shareholders and then receive the same dividends from year to year to year when we know that the company wants to expand and build more machines and more and gain more land that we can mine. So folks, let's be realistic. The company is going to make us see the reality of becoming an owner and just how important that is. If you take the opportunity right now to do that, put some money down right now and let that money work for you. Create a legacy, a generational wealth legacy for you and your family. All right. When I say family, yes, there is an opportunity for you to also create beneficiaries in your back office on your back, like I said, on your shareholders dashboard, just in case. And I don't wish it upon anyone that something happens to you that you have to go upstairs and do harder work, because I believe this is more simple work. But upstairs, if you go there, then you're going to have to be very, very good. Then you're going to have to be very, very good. But if the man upstairs takes you upstairs, you can still leave your earthly money and your possessions to your family through having them as beneficiaries on your dashboard. All right. Moving on. So the benefits of being a shareholder is, like I said, lifetime dividends is one of them. as long as you are a shareholder and you have the share certificate in your name, because we all do KYC, so that when we do the share certificate, we put all of the right details on there. Because remember, you are a shareholder now. And according to CIPC, when you get a share of the company, you need to have a CIPC registration certificate to say that you are a owner of the business. So that means we need to have proper details for you according to South African law. So that then means that you earn lifetime dividends as long as the company is around and it's making profit. Like I said, you are entitled to that. Or if your beneficiaries are then the ones that will benefit, if you are not here, then they will still get the lifetime. That's why we say it's generational wealth. All right. You get real equity ownership. As I said, you get real ownership in the company. As I said, it's per CIPC registration, and you will get a share certificate, which I'll explain just now how that works as well. And then long-term asset growth. As we said, the company will expand and go into other various mineral-rich pieces of land across Africa. And obviously with that, we will also as a company share in whatever profits come from that expansion of obviously having the assets that are working for us. All right, and then control of your shares. The control of your shares mainly comes into play once all shares, which is the 1.4 million, have been sold or all phases are done. All right. The reason I say that is because right now the transfer window and the sale of shares is not available right now. They will only become available or activated when all the shares are sold. So right now, you need to hold your shares obviously until then, but at that stage where everything is activated and available, you can still hold your shares, you can transfer them if you want to, and then you can sell them if you want to as well. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the holding, because I know if I look at that, the money I'm going to get from holding my share is going to be way more than me selling it to someone for $1,000 a share minimum. I don't think that's going to be worth it. So to me personally, I would hold my shares. But if the push comes to the shove and you really need money for whatever reason and you can't wait for dividends and you want to have instant money, you can sell your shares at a later stage. But I don't want to have to say you're going to be suffering to be able to do that, because I know these shares are going to be blessing us all. All right. Another benefit is obviously as a shareholder, like any other company, I don't know what's happening in Amazon or McDonald's or KFC for this matter, because I'm not part of that business. However, if you are a shareholder in the company, you will be added to a shareholder group, and obviously that is where you'll get all the updates and all the inside information and advantages that not any non-shareholder will have. All right. And just to clarify quickly, you earn dividends because you own shares. That's a simple part of the business. There is no membership. There is no software that you have to pay for on a monthly or a yearly basis for you to access the site to be an active member. You don't have to buy products now to be an active member. There's nothing like that. It's a very simple one-time purchase. And when I say one-time, I mean of the share. I'm not saying you can only purchase once. I'm just saying it's a one-time purchase per share, or more than one share if you want to at that time. Let me just also explain. When you do one transaction, it's either a minimum of one share or 10,000 shares maximum per transaction. That's not to say you only allow 10,000 shares. If you want 100,000 shares, you just have to do it over 10 transactions, all right? That is how it's going to have to do, because you cannot do more than 10,000 shares at a time per transaction. All right. So, folks, you are able to do that. All right. So that is as simple as it is. Once you've done that transaction, you can then just sit down and you will earn when the dividends are due to you. That is the simple part of the business. Now, the next part of this that I'm going to clarify is for those that do the affiliate side of the business, but you don't need to do this. So you do not need to refer anyone. You do not need to join the affiliate. Sorry. Let me just take a sip of something here quickly. I've got the hiccups coming a big time. You do not need to join the affiliate program or participate in sales of shares for you to earn the money that is due to you as dividends. If you want to make extra money, You can do that by doing the affiliate side of the business, but that is only if you feel comfortable with that. So just to clarify, your dividends come from your shares that you have, not your referrals. All right. So folks, it's all good and well. We say we want to mine and we have the property in that, but we obviously, none of us, I believe, will be able to mine, right? I'm not saying that there's not miners as shareholders, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying most of us, majority of us sitting in this room probably, don't know anything about mining, to be honest. I don't know if anyone is a physical miner and knows, but I'm gonna put my head on the block here and say I don't think there's that many people that know about mining. So yes, for us to be owners, how then is the mining going to happen? We're putting money into the business. How is the mining going to happen? Well, this is already what the company thought of, because in the area where we're mining, it's very rural. It's an area of Zimbabwe that previously was not really developed, so to say. So it's a good thing that we found that piece of land because it's untouched, but it's also not developed in terms of the economy in that area. So there's no residential areas, there's no even cell phone towers, there's no even electricity in the area and stuff like that. So we are obviously going to go in there and build what we call eco-friendly, world-smart villages. Now, this will provide jobs, food, clean water, clean energy, clinics and schools for the communities, because we know there are some community that we've touched base with where the children are walking between 10 to 15 kilometers per day to and from school, and that is quite harsh. I know that I can't expect my daughter to be able to walk that far to school and then still come home. She wouldn't even be able to tell me when she walks through the door how her day at school was. She would just fall down and she would collapse and she would just be man down, or should I say girl down. So folks, I can imagine how hard it must be for some of them to just get an education, and this is where we're going to step in. We as shareholders obviously are benefiting, or should I say allowing them to benefit from that, but from that we're giving to them. Each share supports the healthcare, the education and the sustainable development of that community. When we do that, we are empowering them then to turn the wheel around and then pay us our dividends, because they are doing the mining for us as a community. And that is what we call the win-win-win-win-win. I can say that how many times, because it's going to benefit a lot of us. All right, so folks, our mission is to uplift communities across Africa, or should I say the world. That word should actually say Africa and the world, because why? We start with Africa where we're mining, but because of them, the rest of the world benefits and uplifts, as well as all of us are starting to earn money from the happenings of what is mined. So it's not just about mining gold, it's also uplifting communities as a greater picture. All right. So folks, this is some of the pictures of the work that it was done on the land. Donovan, even today, he even said that this is like his baby, and he's happy to see what's happening right now, because he feels like a mother that's giving birth to some, like a mother gives birth. He feels like it's taken 10 years, but it's coming out now, and it's growing up, so to say. And right now, it's actually 10 years that Donovan has been doing this, from 2016. But JP joined him in 2019, so it's been over 2019 to 2016 is about 7 years. So yeah, it's been over 7 years. We probably need to change the 6 years to 7 years. But the two of them have been working on this for over 7 years together at least. Donovan obviously longer than that. But you can see a lot of the pictures are for various meetings that took place. There's Donovan with one of the community leaders. The community leaders with the pink and white shirt here. Then yes, Donovan standing with Mr. Wayne Williams. He is the man that will, I'll show you a video just now of his company that's building our wash plant. Yagdan Engineering is the company's name. He's building all our wash plant technology. These two gentlemen, the one in the pink shirt here and the one with the black shirt here, are the gold experts. They are Indian by nationality. I'm not sure if they stay in India or in Zimbabwe, but they are Indian in nationality. And they were called in to go and see the land. They also came out of their own accord because they wanted to see the land, because JP sent, or Donovan sent them pictures which they thought were photoshopped, and they said, no man, that can't be true. I'll tell you now why they came when we see the photo that I'm talking about. These pictures over here, you can see this gentleman is holding a piece of silica here. That is a piece of rock that potentially can contain gold. So when they did pan and when they did a test, you can see there was some gold flakes that were showing in that pan. You can see the black dirt, but you can see the gold flakes sticking out quite nicely there at the top. Then here's JP. You can see JP in another visit. You can see the team already had their Ubuntu shirts on. And then this gentleman over here, very quickly, is just the advisor to the president. Now that, in a way, folks, I hope answers a lot of questions, because a lot of people are asking, does Zimbabwe know, and is it legal, and are we allowed to, and all of this. So I hope all of those various questions that come, I will answer with this next phrase. So just listen to me carefully, please, because some people are still asking. However, I say it every week. This gentleman was there with us all the time. Whenever we had discussions, you can see he even came in his suit to the bush. I hate to say bush like it's a bad term, but I mean it's not a town. It's not an office, but he's there in the bush in a suit. That just doesn't make sense to me. He could have come in jeans and tackies and something comfortable, but he came in a suit. He was serious. He came there in that capacity to make sure that we were legal, that everything that was discussed was going to benefit the company, the country, and the government, or should I say the president, is okay with us because, like I said, previously this area was never developed, but now that we're talking about helping and uplifting the community, but also mining in the area, which then will give back to the economy, everything that's going to happen from the company's side to help people is going to benefit them as a company, as a country, and they are happy with that. So they've given us the go-ahead from the Zimbabwean government side. Everything is above board, right? So meetings on the land also happened, not just in daytime hours. You can see this was obviously early morning before the sunrise, or late at night after sunset. So you can see that. So moving on to our second slide. These are the pictures that, or should I say not these two, because these are the mining experts, but these ones were sent to them before the time. And you can see that the difference in the grass on this picture and even this one just below it. You can see there's a huge difference. Now, this is our piece of land, Kodoma. This is not our piece of land, but it's close to our piece of land, but it's on another property that we don't own. I'll explain to you now what these are, but if you just look at this green one, there is something to do with the iron levels in the ground, and because of that, it is a sign when the grass is this green that there could be a potential high concentration of gold. All right, or concentration of gold. Not necessarily high, but a concentration of gold because of the iron levels. So that was what they needed to come and confirm, because they thought, no, someone took the picture and made the grass greener than it is. But no, that is genuine pictures. You can see they were there themselves, and you can see the grass was even as green as that when they were there themselves. Now, just to explain these pictures at the top here and the bottom two here, these are what we call artisanal miners, or in other words, the Africans or South Africans like to say zamas. These are miners that illegally mine and infiltrate your land. If they know what is there, they will try and go and mine it for themselves, and that can be a problem. But on the other flip side of the coin, it could be a potential benefit to the company as well. Now, let me first talk about the problem. Yes, if we disclose where we are mining and they know about it, then we're going to have a problem with them coming onto the land and mining illegally. However, if we are strategic enough and we offer them the opportunity to work, because they are now mining illegally, they're doing it without licenses, whereas we have a license and we will have the equipment and the right ways to do things. So we can potentially tell them, hey, you can make more money working legally now as a miner as opposed to illegally. They already have the skills because they're mining without equipment, mining in very harsh conditions, sometimes putting themselves in danger. As you can see, they dig a pit and then they dig a tunnel like this, and that thing can collapse because they don't really use things to safeguard themselves from a collapse if that is the case. So when we are doing wash plant technology, obviously it's going to be a lot easier for them to mine, but they already have the skills in knowing what to do to get gold. So that could be a benefit to us as well. So it's a flip side of the coin. It could be a problem to us, but it could also be a benefit to us. So it just depends on the team in Zimbabwe, how they work with these communities and how these people accept or don't accept and what will happen. So folks, that is just the breakdown there of a potential problem but a potential benefit as well. So yeah, you can see Donovan and the team obviously in different areas of the camp, having meetings in the car even sometimes. Then the little gentleman that was obviously happy to see us, probably never seen a cell phone in his life or a camera, whatever that was taken with, I'm not sure at the time, but the modern technology probably is something that he's not used to in the area, knowing that there's no cell phone reception. So yeah, you can see after being on the land and doing the work within the community, they had to then go into the working class community and build the relationships. Because remember folks, I know, let's say someone wants to set up a shop in my street right now, and they don't really consult with me and say, hey, we're going to set up a shop here, we hope it doesn't distract you and this and that and that and that and that. Obviously, it wouldn't be nice for them just to set up a shop and then I don't know about it. So the same thing with Zimbabwe. If we just set up a mine in Zimbabwe and no one in Zimbabwe even knew about it, and that's why we said, obviously one of them was the Zimbabwean president. He knew about it because his advisor was always there. But if we had never built these relationships with the Zimbabweans, it would have just been wrong of us that they didn't even know about it. I can share with you that one of our leaders in South Africa had visitors last week, and when those visitors came, they were connected to royalty in Zimbabwe. And they themselves even said they are aware of Aureus, and okay, I'll answer that question now, Numsimang. They are aware of Aureus, and they even said you must buy as many shares as you can because they know what it's going to do and how the land in Zimbabwe is mineral rich. So that's what they said. Now, just to answer that question to, let me just get that person's name, what was it? Nomsimang. We cannot provide the audited financials or proof of mining rights, proof of gold reserves, legal investment documentation. We don't need an FSCA compliance because we are not a financial institution. We are selling shares in a business. We are not giving financial advice or selling financial products. So we cannot disclose the documents where we did the tests because, like I said, there are zamazamas. If any of them found out the location of our property, you and me as shareholders are going to not benefit from that. It's going to be a problem if we allow them to get hold of the location because that's on the documents. So we cannot share that yet publicly until we have secured our property properly and we have things in place to be able to safeguard ourselves from these infiltrations of the zamazamas. So folks, please, that question keeps on getting asked, but we cannot share that stuff right now. However, on your back office as a shareholder, you will get the company registration document, you will get the SARS document, and you'll get the bank account. So all of that is basically there for you to see. All right? Those documents are there. It's part of your onboarding process. You will see it is there for you to see. All right. So that is not being held back from anyone. However, we know that according to tests, there's 2.16 tons of placer gold on the property. That is all we need to know for now, the simple version of it. There could be other minerals as well, like I said, that aren't being mentioned for now, but they are probably on the land. All right. So I hope that answers that question while we are on that. All right. So then, yeah, in our next slide, you can see this was a trip in December when JP and Donovan went to go buy and acquire the first 10-ton per hour wash plant. This black machine over here is a lot smaller than the one I'm going to show you just now. But this one they're currently going to be using for testing purposes. You can see this was when it was bought, the slip was paid. And this is the company Bucky. Even in December, you can see it was raining on this day when they were there at the engineering plant. All right. You can see then they were collecting this machinery here. They were learning how it gets put together, how it operates and everything like that. Here's a sluice box, a smaller version of a sluice box. Yes, JP standing in front of the company, Bucky, that's branded. So Donovan is very big about branding. You can see it's on the vehicles, it's on his cap, it's on his t-shirt. Everyone that's working for the company has branded clothing. So Donovan is very big about making sure we are branded. Like I have a cap on as well. So folks, Aureus is obviously there to make an impression on people that we are there to help communities. So the bottom left pictures here are very important as well for us just to understand. And I was talking about this again earlier in, I think, the previous Zoom meeting. Or I might have mentioned it to Donovan. But in any case, I did speak about it earlier on. I said, in a way, this was a very good exercise for us to understand. This was where they wanted to put the first wash plant. That's why they did the groundbreaking here. However, before they could put the wash plant on the land, the rain came and it flooded that area. Why is that a good sign? Or why is that a good thing that we had that delay? Well, let me put it to you this way. I know in my life, things that maybe seem like they are bad sometimes can be good if you look at them from a different angle. Now, if I look at this from the other angle and I say, okay, if we put the wash plant there and we started mining and the rains came and it flooded there, we would have been in trouble because we need to be 50 meters from a water source. So if we did manage to get the property or the equipment up and we started mining, we would have anyway been delayed because we would have had to now change where the location is to mine because we were within the water source area. So right now, when the rains came, it showed us where the floods happen and where it affects us. So now we know, okay, it's more flooded here, but it's drier here. So now we can build a wash plant here because it won't get affected as much in the rainy season. So folks, sometimes the delay can actually be a blessing in disguise. So that is the groundbreaking ceremony that took place with Donovan, JP and Watson, the COO. Those spades will be then put up in the company office when that is built as commemorative memorabilia. Sorry, I got myself a bit tongue-tied there while I was trying to say that. So yeah, you can see Donovan with the same community leader that was in the first picture, obviously in a different shirt. And you can see he already has some of the camp built here with fencing around. And then yes, Donovan. Yes, he's thinking ahead because he's thinking about the 10-year plan. Because we're not just going to stay in Zimbabwe, we are going to expand to any mineral-rich land across Africa. And this being said, we want to try and get to 6,000 hectares by 2035. So in the next 9-10 years, we want to get to that. That being said, as I said earlier on, we are going to expand with 20 new wash plants per year, scaling to that 100 tons per annum or more. Okay, now each wash plant is going to be built for sustainable and scalable gold production. When we say scalable, we just need to understand that these wash plants are going to be mobile, and you'll see just now why I say mobile. When you see the video of the 100-ton wash plant just now, when I show it to you, you'll see that these things can move when needed to be moved. All right. Okay, so that is the 10-year plus plan where we want to scale to 6,000 hectares, doing that amount of gold for us on an annual basis. All right. So, folks, where are we right now? We are in phase 7 of the 19 phases because we'll be releasing the shares in structured phases. We're currently in phase 7 with 679,694 shares available at $40. Or if you're a South African, it's just short of 750 Rand per share. All right. So like I said, over 19 different phases. When you purchase shares as a South African, you can do it through a bank transfer. And it needs to be an immediate payment because you can't expect us to say it's going to take up to 48 hours, but you don't do an immediate payment because from Absa to FNB or any interbank transfer, if you don't make it immediate, it's going to take 48 hours anyway. Then it's still going to take another 48 hours to process. So it needs to be an immediate payment. If you are international or you are in South Africa but you have cryptocurrency, You can pay the company USDT, which is the US dollar version of cryptocurrency. You can use it on the Polygon, Ethereum, Tron, and the Binance network as well to make payments. All right. All payments are initiated from the company's website. Don't let anyone send you a payment link or tell you to pay into another account if it was not authorized or started or initiated from the company's platform through the payment process that the company has on the site. All right. Please don't allow anyone to fool you and make you pay money that is not going to the company, because it will not be recorded. If that is the case, you are giving money away and you are not looking after your interests. All right. All right. When you do purchase shares, the money that goes to the company obviously gets earmarked for various sectors. Now, 35% goes to Aureus, which is Donovan's baby. That is for everything to do with the mining. Then 25% goes to Sun, and that is JP's baby. It's Smart United Network. He takes care of everything to do like with the website, the marketing materials, the software, everything to do with that is under JP and Sun, right? Then together, Sun and Aureus are both doing Ubuntu Helping Hands Foundation. That's the name they've given to the corporate social responsibility side of the business. That is where they will also take care of the eco-friendly smart villages. That gets 10% assigned to that. And then obviously we know when it comes to anything to do with business, word of mouth is always the greatest opportunity to benefit a greater community as well as a company, because it's much quicker if I speak to my friends and if the company has to promote something to them via Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, or wherever else they're going to put ads out, because my friends will appreciate me talking to them about something because they know who I am or they have a relationship with me, and they might understand me more or trust me more because of that, whereas they don't know the company. So it's going to always be better to have some sort of an affiliate program, and that's why we pay the affiliate commission, just to say thank you to those that are helping the business grow. Because remember, when you become a shareholder, you are also a business partner. So we are just ensuring that there is money put aside to help us grow as business partners while we are sharing the money, or should I say sharing the business with others that they are helping us grow. And then also on a monthly basis, we have the Gold Diggers competition for the top 50 affiliates that bring in the most business partners. They also get assigned 15% of the pool. All right. So moving on. So the phases of fortune, as we currently are in phase 7, as I said, with 679,694 shares at $40. I did work out how much that is worth, but I forgot. Well, I don't put it on this slide, but I think it's 27 odd million, if I'm not mistaken. 27 odd million. I stand to be corrected. I might be slightly wrong there, but it's close to 27 odd million. If all those shares are sold out in this phase, let's just call it that, I can tell you right now, we'll probably end up with 20 wash plants on the land by December. I'm just putting it out there. So if there's an incentive for you guys to really put Vuma or spark or fire to, or the flame to your fire, then let's do it, folks. Because I can tell you right now, a lot of people are saying they want to see dividends before they buy shares. Well, folks, I don't know why you want to buy or see dividends before you see profits. Because if you're going to wait until later, you might not have the chance to buy shares. If we all knew in the beginning what Bitcoin was going to do, I'm sure we would have bought shares then. But we all waited until right now. Now it's like quite pricey. And a lot of us feel, oh, it would be nice to get Bitcoin. But if we had jumped in early and bought it when we could have, we would have been in a different situation. So right now you are in that same situation. Here is a company. Gold has been around for many years. Look at the gold. Don't look at whether the mining is happening or not. Because a lot of people are saying, no, the mining must happen first, then we'll worry about. Look at the potential of what we own. We already have 2.16 tons of gold that needs to be mined. We are going to be expanding into other areas as well. So there will be mining happening. It's just a matter of when we will get paid, when the dividends are available. So Let's not let that be the hurdle, because a lot of people are saying they want to see money first. If you want to see money first, then invite people to the business, because that's where you're going to see. Right now, the company will pay you for that. But the dividends will come when the mining happens. Let's just give that chance to happen, right? Our next phase is phase 8, where we will introduce another 50,000 shares, and the price is going to go up to $45 on the 6th of June. All right. From phase 7, which we are currently into phase 9, the price increases by $5 every month on the 6th. Between phase 9 and phase 10, it jumps there by $50, and the price will then be $100. Then between phase 10 and phase 11, it jumps by $100, and then it maintains that $100 every month until phase 19. All right. So folks, you can see in the next few months, things are going to start really doubling in price, getting more expensive all the time. So if you're going to say to yourself, I'll wait until I get dividends, you may just wait a long time. Because if you bought shares right now, or if you want to see if someone's making money that buys a share now, by the time October comes, the shares are going to be way more expensive. If you're going to first wait to see if someone is earning money that is joining now. So folks, I don't want to lie. I don't want to push your buttons or twist your arm. I'm just saying, I know if I was going to make myself lose out on something when I could have benefited from something, I'm only shooting myself in the foot. So I'm just trying to tell you that as well. I know you want to do your due diligence, don't get me wrong. But if you take too long to decide, it might just be too long. You might just find out that the shares are bought out before you can make your decision. So this is something good. I know it paints a lot of green flags as opposed to red flags for me personally. So I know why I'm sitting here and why I'm talking to you, because I can tell you now, I won't lie. I will not lie. If JP could actually jump on the meeting now and tell you my exact words. I said, JP, I don't want to talk to people anymore. I don't want to do network marketing. Not that this is network marketing, but I just, at the time I thought it's net, and then he had to put me in my place and say, no, we're not network marketing. We are just inviting people to become business partners with us as shareholders. And that is exactly what it is. It's just a basic part of the business. We just pay affiliates, obviously, to bring people in. But I was one of those that did not want to do this. And look where I'm sitting right now. I mean, this is Aureus. It's green. It's green all over for me. It's just painting so many green like a robot. It's just, the robot is just shining green, and it just says go, 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 go. Because I believe in Aureus, and you guys all know my saying for that. All right, so folks, still another 500 slides that I have to explain. My voice is going to go away just now, but just before my voice goes away, let me just finish off with these last 3. Shareholders earn quarterly for now from dividends from profits once mining operations begin, which they have already started in May, all right? Then, like I said, all Aureus shares will only be able to be sold after all the 1.4 million shares are sold out. And that will be no later than July next year. All right, this is the part that I said I'm going to speak to you about at the end. All Aureus shares are digitally represented by an NFT version of your digital certificate. This enables us to securely track your ownership for future trading on the Aureus marketplace. So when your shares, if you at a later stage sell, all right, then you as the original shareholder will get a 5% of that sale. So it depends on what, doesn't matter what price you sell for, you will get paid 5% of that sale. And if it gets sold again, you as the original shareholder again will get 5% of that sale. If it gets sold again, as long as you're alive, I don't know how many times it's going to be sold. If that is the case, you will still get benefits from it. All right. So you get a lifetime while you are still alive sale commission of 5% every time the shares are sold to someone else. All right. So folks, I just want to tell you that I know my why. I know why I'm sitting here today and why I'm speaking to you today. Because like I said, I had a very bad accident 2 years ago that allowed me, or should I say, didn't allow me to really go back into the workplace and work as comfortable as what I used to work. So obviously, as a father and a single, should I say, a breadwinner in the family, I was the only one earning an income. Even right now, I'm still the only one earning an income. Nothing against my wife that's not doing anything. I just love her to bits. She's given me 3 beautiful children, and that's why I'm doing what I do. Because I'm trying to look after them. Because I have the ability. She takes care of the family and everything else, and I take care of the money. I think I'm still an old South African. I think that, in the old days, it used to be like that. The men used to go and work, and the wives used to be in the house doing the housework. I don't want to stereotype, but that's just, I'm still comfortable with that. But folks, I know that I would rather be sitting at home on a daily basis, earning my money in a comfort of my home or wherever I would like to, because this can be done from your phone as well. And it's as simple as that. You can choose to be a silent partner, or you can choose to share this on a daily basis with people. And I do know there are leaders out there that are making money because they are like me. They also had to find a way to make extra money, even if it's extra money or side hustle as you call it. But some people are doing this as an extra way to make money. And it's a very simple way. It's not as difficult as others. So folks, that being said, I don't know what your why is. Like I already said in the beginning, I believe you are like an airport bottle of water. You already have more value because you are here tonight, and I've given you the tools now. So I hope I've taken you from feeling like a wholesale bottle of water. I hope right now you feel like you're going onto the aeroplane and you're going to fly high, because I want to see you at the top, because the bottom is overcrowded. Now, while I say that, let me just play the video for you quickly. All right, so let me just close, whoopsie, let me just close that quickly, and let me just get the video up quickly. All right, I hope everyone will see this on the screen. I'm going to try and make it as big as I can. Whoopsie. All right, I hope everyone will hear.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. Today, the date, yes, today's the 11th of May. Right, this part here is where our waste is going to be coming from. So ideally it will be going on the ground, but considering the sort of tonnage that will be running through, within a few minutes it will be a mountain. So it won't have any way to escape. So the idea now is, at the engineers, the idea is to have a conveyor system that will run from here, probably run for 20 meters or so up to there. So around about where those guys are is where the waste will be offloaded. Then yes, we need a flatbed loader to actually remove the waste from there, but it won't hinder the operation of the machine. So yeah, we need a conveyor belt. Here's the machine, looking very awesome and gigantic. I put in those wheels to make it rotate. So we pretty much put also brand new wheels. Those tire marks there, we were actually testing the rotation and it's rotating. It's chain driven. It's got some mini gearbox there. It's powered on both ends. And this one apparently now, this particular machine, we cannot be running on a chunk one. It has to be run by a generator. It's got a huge motor here. So they are going to calculate the sort of power that is needed to run that motor there, and also to run the water pump that is going to be supplied to this particular machine. Great days ahead. Where they are standing is called the hopper. It's a screen, that's where the material is going to be dumped. once it's dumped there, it's got grids, as you can see. Those grids there. So those grids are to restrict bigger chunky material from going through into the trauma. So that is going to be placed once the machine is on site. So yes, we're going to put a coat of paint, then assemble it. That end where the motor is, it will be structured this side here. That's where it's going to be. That's our feed area. So it's going to be fed from there into the trommel. This area here is where the londa is going to come through. The londa is where we're going to put our mats. So it's going to stretch to probably 5 or so meters. That's where we'll put our mats. Then.
Alright, so folks, that is where the video cut out. I'm not sure if it cut out because of the recording could only take that long. But that was basically COO Watson, our COO Watson, giving us the brief of what is happening with the wash plant at the moment. So what they are busy with at the moment, and it is apparently, I don't know when this video was taken, but it sounds like it was taken a few days ago because Donovan asked me, did I get the video? And I said no. Then he only sent it to me earlier today. But he was talking about a conveyor belt. So when the water comes through and the stuff comes through the trommel, it's going to then be expelled. And when it gets expelled out the backside, then everything that's there is now tailings. And that tailings is going to go onto a conveyor and then put it further away from the plant so that it doesn't pile up into a mountain next to the wash plant. So that's what he was talking about there. That part that he was talking about, that he was saying that comes out from under the trommel, it's going to go into a trommel, sluices, which have mats in it, and that's where the gold will be caught. When the water comes down there with the gold, it settles in those mats, and that's where it will be caught. So he was trying to explain that. That's where the video cut out. But folks, you can see the size of that. And that is only 100-ton wash plant. It's not even the 200-ton yet. So look how big that is compared to the 10-ton. So when we have a 200-ton, which is double that size probably, or it's a little bit bigger than that, obviously. When we have 10 of those or 20 of those going out every year, you must know our capacity then to mine. So folks, that is what the company is trying to get to. All right. So right now, I want to open up the floor to anyone that has questions. Anyone that has questions, you are welcome to raise your hand. Then we can unmute you. I believe I did answer some of the questions that were in the... It looked like there was only the one real question, and I hope I answered it. Num Simang, I hope I answered that question well enough for you earlier on. If not, please just let me know. But if there's anyone else with a question or someone that wants to share testimony, you are welcome to put up your hand. Remember, folks, there is no stupid question. The only stupid question is those that we don't ask. Because somewhere along the line, even when you ask a question, someone else learns. Because we learn from someone asking a question. Sometimes we didn't think of that. And when we didn't think of it, we didn't even know that we should ask it. But someone else did. And that just helps us learn as well. So you are welcome to put up your hand. And then I'll unmute you. And then we can allow you to ask your question. If you don't want to, you can type it as well. I'm not seeing a new message. I don't know. It says a new message, but it's not showing me a new message. All right, folks. If no one has a question, then I pretty much am going to say we will have an early night, knowing that it's Friday. But like I said, Monday night, you don't want to miss Monday night's meeting because our CEO is going to drop a bomb. I can tell you things are exploding. Things are happening. He is moving. Like I said, he's currently in Germany. He's currently in Germany. Our CEO does not sleep. Well, he does sometimes, but I mean, he doesn't sleep on action plans. When he puts something down that he wants to get done, he will get it done. And you want to hear on Monday, when he does come online with us on Monday, you're going to hear what I mean when I say he does not stop. And that when he wants to do something, he will get it done. And you're going to hear on Monday why I say that. So please, come in numbers, bring your team, bring as many people as possible, share the link. The link is going to be the same as tonight. It's the same Zoom link. It's just the graphic changes and the wording might change, but the Zoom link itself is always the same. All right, so let's share it. Let's share it with as many people so that you can hear why you are going to benefit as a shareholder, or why someone else is going to benefit as a shareholder. Because what Donovan is going to say on Monday, I believe a lot of you have been waiting to hear that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say I'm teasing you, but you have to come and watch the full movie, because I can only give you a little bit of it. You're going to have to come and watch the full movie on Monday, all right? Where you will hear from Donovan himself, all right? Thanks, folks. If no one has a question, then I'm going to say adios, muchachos. See you at the top, because the bottom is overcrowded. Monday, 8:30, same time. We'll see you here. Thank you.
Good night, everyone, and see you on Monday.